Okay, Lieutenant, can you say and spell your first and last name for me and your position?
My first name is George, George. Last name Zamora, Zamora. I'm currently a lieutenant for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
Okay, and Lieutenant Zamora, the reason I'm here today is to discuss some of the recent incidents that have been going on here in Palmdale with, in regards to Palmdale Aerospace Academy. Can you tell us what type of activity the Palmdale station has seen?
We've seen a rise in a certain criminal-like calls for service, such as threats, bomb threats, stabbings. Luckily, we send resources out. We handle these calls very seriously, and upon arrival, we determined it to be a hoax at the time, nothing serious. However, it does take up resources from emergency resources from the population here at Palmdale, and that needs to stop.
So you say a hoax. There's been, I think in the last 2 days, at least 3, maybe 4, maybe even more that the public is not aware of calls for service to the Academy. Have there been any arrests made in this situation?
The investigation is still ongoing, so I'm not able to discuss that at this moment.
And so has there been anyone injured? We know today another call came out of a student being stabbed. And understanding that this is under investigation, is there any truth to that whatsoever?
It turned out it was a hoax, so that's as much as I know.
Okay, and so we don't know if it's all tied in together, being a hoax by the same person?
Correct.
Unaware?
Unaware.
Okay, and some of the resources we talked about going out to Palmdale Academy, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Was it just station deputies, or did you have K-9 involved, bomb squad, anything like that?
So we have station deputies, and as far as Detective Bureau deputies that are assigned to here at Palmdale, who will conduct further investigations.
So have any of them been out to the campus as of yet? I recall hearing maybe a day or so ago they had K-9 en route. When we talk about resources, I can only assume that K-9 didn't come from the Antelope Valley. It was from somewhere else, correct?
Correct.
So travel time, here, there, the time it took at the school to clear the campus. You know, we talked to some of the parents and they said it took up to 3 hours to get their children off the campus. What was that day like for the Sheriff's Department?
All these calls for service, especially that egregious, are handled as a priority, as an emergent, so it ties up resources for the community. So certain calls for service that are not considered egregious or emergent are put in the back burner, and we have to handle emergents and priorities first.
So being that this was a hoax and you were getting other calls, you potentially had to put actual calls for service on the back burner for something that's now considered a hoax.
Correct.
Very unfortunate. So back to additional resources. When something like that happens and you have an overwhelming amount of calls, being that the Antelope Valley is the busiest RD for LA County Sheriff's Department, where did your additional resources come from? From
other stations, from special operations. So we have to call all these other resources, get them pulled into the Antelope Valley to determine if there's an actual crime, if the well-being of the children in the school is at risk. It ties up several other emergent calls for service around the county of Los Angeles, not just Antelope Valley. So
if you have a message to the parents and the students, well, what would that be?
We take these matters very seriously. It is a crime to call in a hoax call for service, and we will investigate thoroughly. And if you are caught doing this, you will be prosecuted.
Okay, and so that message, of course, would be to the possible suspect, but to the parents and to the children, what would your message be to them?
We take these matters very seriously, your children's well-being, and we will handle every call accordingly.
And if anyone has information or may know who's doing this behind it, who can they contact, and can they do that anonymously?
Yes, they could call the Palmdale station at 661-272-2400. Ask to speak to Detective Bureau, or through our website, lasd.org.
Anything else you can share with us?
That's it.
All right, Lieutenant, thank you very much.